Halfway through the first of three T20 internationals between India and Sri Lanka, it was that kind of innings just when you tried to see was there the accelerator being pressed and Sri Lanka would go and sort of put the brakes on, not necessarily by taking wickets, but also with the slowness of the surface. Let's confirm the score at the end of 20 overs for India. 164 for 5 with the top score, the only half century from Suryakumar Yadav. Shikhar Dhawan, who took a while getting going, and once he did get going, he also got out at that crucial time. What does our expert panel make of this score at the very top? Let me go to Harsha Bhogle. Normally, you'd go to a 160 type total and say advantage chasing side, but the slowness of the surface, maybe quite not that.
And a large outfield. And you see all the bowlers are taking pace off. It's not easy for a new batsman to come in. You've got clean hitters in Ishan Kishan, Hardik Pandya, all struggled to get a move on. And I think the difference was a genuinely wonderful, inventive innings from Suryakumar Yadav that's got you to 164. So I think they'll have to bat well to get a 164. It's a very defendable score, but it's up to the bowlers now. The slowness of the track, large outfield, I think 164 is a better score than it seems.
Yeah, 50 of 34, Zaheer. Suryakumar cannot put a foot wrong, but, just got deceived after reaching his 50 from Banindu Hasaranga, who's been the standout for Sri Lanka. But nonetheless, he set the platform, set the tone for the innings.
Brilliant innings. I think, the whole series, every innings he has played, he has batted in the similar fashion, batted with the same tempo, and this format obviously can give you that freedom of maybe taking more chances. He was willing to do that exactly, and the strike rate is just a reflection of that. On the whole, I think anything above 160 as a bowling side, you should have that chance. What is going to be critical part is that the Indian team also scored about 50 runs in the first 6 overs. So that new ball, till the time it's hard, it's going to be the batter's mindset to capitalize on that. That's what the wicket was suggesting. And you will see a similar kind of approach from the Sri Lankan team as well to really make the most of it, because later on you need some serious skill and rotation of the strike along with those big shots to chase down this kind of a total if the wicket is going to be in what we've seen in the first innings.
Look, last five produced 43. Tells you it's difficult to get going. I've seen some people saying, yeah, Surya gets to 50, throws it away. Look, when he got out, there's 28 balls left. He has to get a move on because you're looking 170, 175 at that point. You've got Ishan Kishan, Hardik Pandya, Krunal Pandya to come in with 28 balls left. So I thought he had to go for it at that point. But what we saw in the last few deliveries was that it's so difficult for a new batsman to come in. And as Zach said, once the ball softens a little bit, it's not going to be easy to get these runs.
Which is why, Harsha, all the more credit for Suryakumar getting it on a surface like this, big boundaries, plus with Shikhar Dhawan not quite striking more than 120 early on.
And no dew as well, Zach. There's no dew. So it's that will help the slower bowlers too. Yeah,
there was a bit of drizzle, so that's something which we'll have to see how it's going to stay consistent. I think what I'm really curious about is that back end 5 overs. When you have that kind of platform, maybe Shikhar and Surya got out in successive overs. Did that put that pressure in a way? 2 new batters batting in that back 5 overs where you really need someone who is set, maybe one set batter there could have made that difference of 8 to 10 runs, which you're talking about. Because I still feel that, on the whole, you have to make up now that this 164, you have to really fight to make it into a good score. Doesn't matter how the wicket is going to play. When you have that 10 runs extra, that always gives you that cushion of maybe, if someone has from the Sri Lankan side is having a good day, then how are you going to respond to that? If you have that cushion of 10-15 runs, then it makes it that much easier, which we'll have to see now, whether that momentum shift or the confidence shift, which we've been talking about from the Sri Lankan side, do they take it to the batting as well? Because their bowling has been good. Chamira, the way he started, looking to bowl that fuller length, backing it with pace. Karuna Ratne also was impressive with his variations. He was assigned a role and he did, I felt, fulfilled that role brilliantly, and Hasaranga was really the key to that bowling attack, isn't it? In the middle overs, picking those crucial wickets.
I didn't want to bring up the Shanaka factor because you'd go into the my favoritism of him. But wasn't he the kind of bowler you'd want to get maybe one more over out of or two more?
Well, looking at how the innings has gone, I think it was. You can debate. Maybe the captain uh, needs to look at the game differently. Show that okay, send that message that I'm taking that responsibility as a captain. At times, it gets difficult to make those right calls, and I think Shanaka at times is caught because he just put that 1 over for 4 runs. He did a decent over, he bowled a decent over. It's just that at times being captain and taking that responsibility, you get confused at times to take that ball.
No more on Shanaka. Let's stick to Team India. Quick word on their batting order, Harsha. We had a brief chat at during Cricbuzz Combox. Is it did the state of the game dictate the batting order?
Couple of things. One is, I think they really, as we discovered, as we talked about in Combox, they really want to give Sanju Samson a go at 3. It's because Suryakumar Yadav is so inventive, you're tempted to bat him wherever you want to bat him because you think he'll fit in there. The difference was Hardik Pandya or Ishan Kishan at 5, given that a left-hander had gone, did you want a left-hander coming in? But look, such is Hardik's reputation as a finisher that they thought, look, if Hardik gets 5-6 balls in, then he can finish really strongly. So maybe that was the reason behind sending Hardik Pandya in. So I don't know. I don't think there's a great issue there, to be honest, in my view.
Fair enough. But with India's defense of this total, which maybe we all agreeing is kind of par, could have been 170, but given the state of the pitch, we are agreeing it is kind of around par. Zaheer, let me come to you straight. With India defending this total, that competition for places. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Deepak Chahar, both of them will be out to prove because that could just be one slot, perhaps.
Well, and what better day than today for both of them? When you know that you don't have above par total, you're just about par maybe, and new ball is going to be so crucial. If you want to make the game out of it, that new ball phase is going to be very, very critical. 6 overs, Indian team got about 51. If Sri Lanka is able to match that, then it's going to be that much difficult for Indian spinners to come in the middle and then create that pressure. So for India to create that solid grip on this game, your 2 new ball bowlers have to be at the top of their bowling today.
What about their numbers, Harsha, in terms of how they stack up against each other? Because of course you look at performances on the day, but just like we look at it, team management will also look at these kind of performances.
You look at the number of wickets. I know there's a difference in the number of overs, but Chahar is giving you a lot of wickets up front. It's also coincided, if you remember, 2018, 2019 with Bhuvi's sort of injury phase coming in. So he wasn't getting that. He wasn't the same Bhuvi because of his injuries. But today, because there's a little bit of swing, first 2-3 overs, the batsman will want to go hard at the bowlers, knowing that a softer ball is tough. You might actually get an opportunity there. If they get a wicket apiece in the first 6 overs, that actually is fantastic. But with Bhuvi, that is the issue there. Chahar gets wickets in the power play. It's gold, wickets in the power play.
What about Chahar himself? I mean, if you compare his figures in T20s, and there are some pretty big names under him, Zaheer. I mean, you'll appreciate this. This is in power play since IPL 2018. Look at the names below him.
Well, if you're comparing Deepak Chahar and Bhuvaneshwar, Deepak Chahar's number right now are pretty much similar to what Bhuvaneshwar Kumar's numbers were when he was emerging as a white ball bowler. So I think that just tells you that they're very similar kind of bowlers, and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar has been struggling with the injuries, has not been getting that consistent game time, which is also a reflection on his numbers. But it also shows that how similar they are in their approach. They both are swing bowlers. One is predominantly an in-swing bowler, one is out-swing bowler. Deepak Chahar usually likes to take the ball away from the right-handers, but swing has been their strength. And Deepak Chahar right now, you have to say that has a little edge over Bhuvaneshwar. You can say lack of form or injuries had a role to play with regard to Bhuvneshwar. But Deepak Chahar certainly over the last couple of years, maybe three, have been growing in confidence and raising that bar higher and higher.
All right, Harsha, your call. Zaheer, the captain, has spoken. You need your captain for the day. You need to make a selection. Only one can play.
Oh, no, on current form, Deepak Chahar, yes. Bhuvi, we know, has great pedigree, but if he gets enough overs behind him, gets a bit more success, gets better rhythm, he's a world-class player because he's already done it and shown that he has, he can do it. On current form, yes, Deepak Chahar, but we'll wait and see because Bhuvi's now got these 2 or 3 games and then a few games in the IPL to prove that he's got the strength in his legs, he's got the fitness going again. Because in the ODIs, he's bowling 122, 123. I wouldn't be surprised if he bowls that by choice today because it's a slower surface. But at the moment, Chahar.
Fair enough. But of course, during that Indian innings, it was a treat to watch Suryakumar Yadav. You'd like to watch it over and over again. If you're Harsha, you'd like to watch that Sanju Samson 6 over and over again. So would all of us. You can. All you have to do is get on Cricbuzz Plus and the highlights are there waiting for you to savor them and watch them over and over again. For now, we'll focus our attention to the Sri Lankan run chase and we should be back in the 10th over. 10 seconds, very quickly, gentlemen. Power play score for Sri Lanka since we didn't quite get to the predicted total. Harsha, 6 over score for Sri Lanka.
49.
Zaheer?
If they don't get those, they don't have a chance. So they have to get those.
If they get to 49, I think it's going to be a tough day for Indian bowlers for sure, depending this total. I think, even I feel around, say, the same total as India. I would say 51.
All right, I'll go a little lower at 42, but we shall be back at the halfway stage. Sri Lanka chasing what we think is around par. In their own minds, they'll be feeling it's something that they can chase it down easily on their home patch. We'll see you in the 10th over on Cricbuzz Combox. For now, from Cricbuzz Live, it's goodbye.